A bachelor's degree used to be the golden ticket. It was the mandatory gatekeeper that stood between you and a high-paying, stable career. If you didn't have that piece of paper, your resume didn't even make it past the initial screen. But as we move into 2026, that gate is not just open, it's being torn down. The American dream of going to university is fast becoming a $100,000 liability that traps the middle class in a cycle of debt they can never escape. While the cost of living and tuition has increased 8 times faster than wages, the actual value of a degree in the job market is cratering. We are entering the era of the skills-first economy, where what you can do matters infinitely more than where you went to school. Yet millions of young Americans are still signing their lives away on student loan documents before they even turn 18. Today, we are going to look at the brutal reality of the 2026 education trap. We'll look at why a degree is now a negative asset, how AI is wiping out the very entry-level jobs graduates are fighting for, and the high-income alternatives that can make you 6 figures without a single penny of student debt. If you are a parent or a student thinking about college, you cannot afford to skip this video. The numbers don't lie, and they are telling a very different story than the brochure on the dean's desk. Let's start with the math that the university system doesn't want you to see. As of 2026, the average cost for a 4-year degree at a private institution has crossed the $200,000 mark when you factor in housing, food, and interest. Even public universities are now costing families nearly $12,000 a year in tuition alone. But here's the kicker. Student loan debt in the United States has officially surpassed $1.8 trillion. That is more than credit card debt. That is more than auto loan debt. It is now the second highest consumer debt category in the country, right after mortgages. But unlike a mortgage, you can't sell your degree if you can't make the payments. You can't declare bankruptcy on a student loan in most cases. It is a debt that follows you to the grave. We are even seeing seniors in their 60s and 70s still paying off loans for degrees they earned 40 years ago. This is not education, it's a debt bondage system. The earnings premium, the idea that you'll earn more with a degree, is also shrinking. Research now shows that bachelor's degree holders are spending nearly 20% of their total lifetime increased earnings just on loan interest. For those with master's degrees, that number jumps to a staggering 57%. You are essentially working for the bank until your mid-40s just to pay for the privilege of having a credential that might be obsolete by the time you graduate. And then there is the AI factor. In 2026, the job market is undergoing a seismic shift. Entry-level white-collar roles, the very jobs that used to justify a degree, are being automated at an alarming rate. Junior analysts, copywriters, researchers, and basic coders are being replaced by high-level AI agents. Employers are projecting a massive slowdown in hiring for the class of 2026 because they simply don't need generalist graduates anymore. What they need are specialized technicians. They need people who master AI, people who can solve complex engineering problems, and people in the trades that can't be automated. A 4-year degree in a general subject is like bringing a knife to a laser gun fight. It's too slow, too expensive, and too outdated for the 2026 economy. Let's talk about the skills-first revolution. Companies like Google, IBM, and even major banks have started dropping degree requirements for high-paying roles. Why? Because they've realized that a degree earned 4 years ago cannot vouch for the competencies needed today. The skills required for the average tech job have changed by nearly 33% since 2021. If you spend 4 years in a classroom, you are learning what happened in the past. If you spend 6 months in an intensive hands-on certification or boot camp, you are learning what is happening now. In 2026, recruiters are asking specific questions. Show me your portfolio. Show me what you've built. Show me your AI proficiency. They don't care about your GPA, they care about your ROI, return on investment. So what are the alternatives? If you want to earn 6 figures without the $100K liability, where should you look? First, look at the new trades. Elevator installers and repairers are earning over $100,000 a year with just a high school diploma and specialized training. Wind turbine technicians are seeing 60% job growth. Power line installers are clearing $90,000. These are recession-proof and AI-proof jobs. You can't automate a broken power line in a storm, and you can't 3D print an elevator repairman. Second, look at micro-credentials. Platforms like Coursera, edX, and industry-specific boot camps are offering certifications that take months, not years. Whether it's cybersecurity, AI engineering, or data science, these programs are designed for the modern market. They cost a fraction of a university semester and often come with direct job placement pipelines. Third, consider community college. The cost of a 2-year public college in 2026 is around $4,000 compared to $45,000 at a private 4-year university. It is the ultimate financial hedge. You get the foundational credits for a fraction of the price while you figure out which skills the market actually wants to pay for. We have to talk about the psychological toll as well. The student debt crisis is causing a delay in major life milestones for an entire generation. Young Americans are putting off buying homes, they are putting off starting families, and they are living in a state of constant mental health strain because of the looming balance on their dashboards. The university system knows this, that they have no incentive to change. As long as federal loans keep flowing, they will keep raising tuition to fund beautiful campuses and administrative bloat. They are selling an experience, not an outcome. But in the 2026 economy, you can't pay your rent with an experience. You need an outcome. You need a paycheck. Parents, we need to have a serious conversation with our kids. We need to stop telling them that college is the only way. We need to teach them return on investment before they sign for a loan. If a degree doesn't have a clear, high-paying career path, like medicine, law, or specialized engineering, it might just be a very expensive hobby. In a world where you can learn anything for free on the internet, the only thing you are paying for at a university is the network and the credential. And in 2026, the network is moving to Discord, LinkedIn, and GitHub. The credential is being replaced by a proven track record of work. Tomorrow, when you see a graduation ceremony, don't just see the caps and gowns. See the invisible $100,000 chains around their necks. See the decades of interest payments that will prevent them from ever building true wealth. The middle-class trap is real, and the college degree is its front door. But you don't have to walk through it. You can choose a different path. You can choose to be a skill-first earner. You can choose to build your own business, master a trade, or become an AI specialist while your peers are still sitting in a lecture hall. The 2026 economy rewards those who are agile, those who are practical, and those who are debt-free. Don't buy a liability and call it an investment. Don't sacrifice your future freedom for a 4-year party. If this video helped you rethink the value of a degree, hit the like button and share it with someone who is currently weighing their options. We need to spread the truth about the education trap before another generation gets wiped out. Subscribe to Coin Crush for more deep dives into the 2026 economy and how to build wealth without following the herd. Watch this next video where I break down the 7 high-income skills you can learn in 90 days to replace a full-time income. I'll show you exactly where to find the best training for the lowest cost. I'll see you in the next one. Invest in yourself, not just in a diploma. Your freedom depends on it.